In the small town of Lakeview, where everyone knew each other, there lived a young man named Jake. He worked as a math teacher at the local school and spent his days solving equations, but his heart always dreamed of something more. Every evening after work, he would stroll along the picturesque waterfront, pondering life and love. One day while strolling, Jake noticed Laura, a new girl in town. She had just moved from sunny California and was full of energy. Laura was always smiling, and her laughter sounded like music that could melt even the coldest heart. With each meeting, Jake felt his heart begin to beat faster, and his thoughts fill with images of Laura. The symptoms of falling in love began to appear unexpectedly. Jake often caught himself thinking about Laura even during class. He noticed how his mood would lift as soon as he thought of her smile. Every time they crossed eyes, he felt like the world around him stopped. He could feel his knees trembling slightly as she walked by, and his hands sweating as they talked. Laura, for her part, was noticing Jake too. She loved the way he talked passionately about math, the way his eyes lit up when he explained something complicated. She sensed that something special had developed between them, though both of them hadn't yet realized the depth of their feelings. However, the fear of rejection restrained him. He was afraid of breaking the invisible bond that had already begun to form between them. An inner conflict plagued him. What if she doesn't feel the same way? A few days later, Jake decided to pull himself together and ask Laura out on a date. He chose a cozy cafe overlooking the lake where they could talk privately. The evening arrived, and when Laura walked into the cafe, Jake felt his heart beat even faster. She was wearing a beautiful dress, and her hair fell softly over her shoulders. As they talked, Jake finally pulled himself together and confessed, "Laura, I can't hide how I feel anymore. I'm in love with you." He closed his eyes, waiting for an answer, and in that moment, his world froze. Laura smiled and looked into his eyes and replied, "I feel it too, Jake. I thought it was just me." In that moment, they both realized that the symptoms of falling in love were not just physical reactions, but true feelings that connect hearts. They started dating, and each day they spent together only strengthened their bond. With each new morning, Jake and Laura discovered new facets of love, savoring every moment. They made plans for the future together, dreaming of traveling together and how they would support each other through life. Time passed and their feelings only deepened. Jake realized that love isn't just about how you feel, but how much you're willing to care for the other person. Laura, on the other hand, taught him to appreciate every moment, every look, and every smile. Their story was an example of how the symptoms of falling in love can grow into a real, deep, and sincere love that can overcome any obstacle. In the end, Jake and Laura realized that true love is not only about feelings, but also about the path they have chosen together, holding each other's hands.